Good morning. We're a little late. We're getting started here. I apologize. I didn't get my kids to school on time, and I had to get them going. So we got all that squared away. We are all settled. We are 5 minutes late from when I said for the delayed time. So apologies on there. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I just want to make sure everything is up and running smoothly. We're going to be going over price action. Holy cow, did we have a crazy day yesterday? Did we have a crazy day or what? I will be the first to raise my hand and say I was wrong. I ended up changing my bias. And I took a trade in the afternoon and was able to capitalize on that. After we passed this daily volume imbalance and we went below it, I'm like, we are going all the way down to the next daily fair value gap. And sure enough, we did. And that's kind of what I targeted way down here. So I capitalized on some of this drop and some of this drop. But give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I just want to make sure we are A-okay on all that. Let's see here. All right, so that's where we are. 5-minute candles. Let me get my bearings here, guys. That literally just got on. If somebody could give me a thumbs up that you can hear me, I would greatly appreciate that. Even a thumbs up or something in the chat. A-okay, an okay sign, anything. I just want to make sure we are good. Okay. Let's get this set up. We are doing 4 contracts on this one today. We are on the minis, and we are going to copy trade on this account. I apologize. With the slight delay of everything, I'm still getting set up. Getting things organized here, getting situated. I'm not gonna take anything until I'm situated and my head's in the game, and we are just about there. We have our new day opening gap sitting here. That's an initial draw, and we have a close above right around here. So we're going to have an up close day, or we have a premium opening range gap. You can see that gap right here. Let's drop that gap in there real quick. You should be putting this on your chart every morning. This is what you should have this on there every morning. Opening range gap. And then we also have our midnight open, which we're bouncing off of. Basically, we're hovering just above right now. So if we can get a purge of some type of liquidity, like right here, this would be really nice. I can just tell you from what I'm seeing right here, that would be really nice purge of liquidity. Those are equal lows. And then I would love to run for these highs. Okay, that's what I would like to see. As we still continue to get set up. Good morning, Deborah. Good to go. Thank you, Ray Bear. I appreciate it. I am just about ready to go. I got to get my copied counts all squared away here. 1, 2, 3. We're good there. And 139 micros. I'm going to do one mini today. We're going to hit it and quit it type. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to try that. See what happens. Oh, don't go in now. If it goes now, it's gonna fill this out because this level right here is already filled part of this volume imbalance. So depending on what happens with this consequent encroachment of that, will determine if we're going to push all the way through it. All right. I think I got that set up correctly. Highlighted green, set up there. Apparently I gotta reactivate this. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna push right through. So it's going to take away this opening range gap to the new day opening gap. Opening range gap and new day opening gap is sitting right up there at the towards the top of that shaded area, and that's going to be ran most likely, unless it retraces. We'll see if it gives us something, but I am not completely set up yet. And I'm not going to rush anything. There'll be another setup for me. There we go. We are just about past our funded stage, or stage 2, on our Apex accounts. We're right at that threshold to begin to take payouts on that, so I was able to build that back up. Here we go. Live stream. There we go. Boom. Deep breath. We are all set up. I apologize. My kids got to school out on school. My alarm didn't go off this morning, so I wasn't able to get my kids up on time to be here on time. So feeling kind of rushed, but we're going to work with it. So on the 5-minute, we got an order block that's going to be put in right here. This is a nice 5-minute order block. I'm very interested in see how slow this is actually running, but there isn't really an entry unless you really want to consider a high, so a low, high, lower, low. So this would have been your breaker right here, right at the opening price. So let's mark our opening price as well. 930 opening price is right there. 930 opening price. Now, I will admit and be the first to admit, I had my bias wrong yesterday. Holy smackaroos. We reached all the way down into this daily volume imbalance right here. You can see that, right? We were way up here, and we reached all the way down to this fair value gap. So now that we're here, we will get some type of retracement. The first level that I'm really looking for is this. That level right there, that is going to be an immediate rebalance to the daily levels. That's going to be here sitting at 19,139. So we have some range there possibly. I'm wanting a deeper retracement to give it an opportunity to go long. We're not getting that. Good morning, DDT. How you doing, my friend? Do we got any news this morning? Let's see if we got news. News. FX, calendar. All right, calendar-wise, we are on Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. We got jolts. We ain't doing anything before then. That's why this is doing this. I'm wondering why, to be honest. So we have jolts. Yeah, that's all I care about. Okay, so we got 11 minutes. I'm not doing anything before then. So I was wondering why we're doing this in this opening range gap. This is not characteristic of how price moves in an opening range gap. Doesn't now that I know news is at 10, we have jolts. That is my answer. Because I'm thinking, what the heck? This is not characteristic of that. Normally what you'll see, especially if you got breaker, you got equal lows that weren't grabbed, and we bounce off the 930 after we've already taken part of the opening range gap, which is this shaded area right here. Once we break through it here, this typically is aggressive move to finish this, and it's not even doing that. So we're gonna wait. We got about 13 minutes. 13 minutes before that's really gonna happen. Doing well on trade 1 of 3. Hey, awesome DDT. Yeah, we're still focusing on the 3 trade challenge, which is limiting yourself to just 3 trades in a trading session or in the trading day. You will find that you'll be more profitable, you'll make less mistakes, you will not revenge trade, you will not overtrade, and you'll be more cautious about the trades you do take and the opportunities that show up, that you just are more profitable when you take less trades. So I challenge you to try it. Try to just take 3 trades. Now, it doesn't work if you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a risk management plan. It's pointless. You're not going to get anywhere with the 3 trade challenge if you do not have those 2 things. Prerequisite to the 3 trade challenge is having a proven model or strategy. And number 2 is having a risk management plan. If you do not have those 2 things, the 3 trade challenge will not work for you. So we're still in this opening range gap. I'm watching this hit the new day opening gap here, which is sitting right there. I'm expecting some type of reaction and coming lower. Since we got about 10 minutes, guys, I sat down here really quickly. I'm going to use the restroom. I'm going to turn up the music just a little bit for you guys to enjoy some music while I get right back here. Okay, here we go, guys. Looks like we just tapped the new day opening gap right there at the 9:49 candle. We're going to zoom in here, give a little, just make it stand out a little bit on the screen for you guys. Recording. Let's drop down to the 5-minute here. Let's see what the 5-minute has. All right, so we have our consolidation right here. So overnight was pretty much, and a London session and pre-market was all pretty much consolidation, really choppy. I'm concerned with this move that we had yesterday. I mean, that move was from the opening price to the close price, almost 600 points. That's huge. That's huge. We're waiting on jolts, yes. We're waiting on jolts right now here in about 7 minutes. But we've had a huge price swing, 600 points. So I'm going to be careful on my first trade because typically you see choppy price action. And if it's choppy this morning, it's going to be much better in the afternoon. So we're going to be very careful this morning. We're going to look for those A+ setups. We're not going to take any risks. Because after big move days, the morning session typically is a little choppy. Ray Bear, the hurt your 401k, huh? I'm not a fan of 401ks. Yeah, all my investments are in real estate. So I own rental properties that I invest in and own and manage personally. Those are better than a 401k in my opinion, or that is my 401k. And if you're in a position to be able to buy real estate, I highly recommend it. Maybe wait a year, let the market drop a little bit. It's already in the process. DDT, me too. Working on a rental property now. Have to have it done by September 30th. Are you doing a 1031 exchange on why it has to be done by then, or why September 30th? Ow. I don't know what that happened. All right, we got a tap number 2 on the low end of the new day opening gap again for the second time. Right now, the most obvious draw are these equal lows. I would love to see a JOLTS news run into these lows and then for a continuation higher. We got low resistance liquidity. It just makes sense for that to happen there. If it just explodes higher, it's going to take away any opportunities, I think. Our immediate rebalance on the daily is right here at 19,140. Is this a personal property or is this a investment property? Because if an investment property and you're using all the bank's money, no down payment, that's crazy. What kind of financing did you get? I'm assuming this is a rental investment, or if it's personal, then that changes things. An investment property, 100% down. Are you using bank money or personal, or like capital financing, private capital? If you're using bank financing at 100%, I know but for an investment property, that's insane. That doesn't sound right. Commercial line of credit. Okay. That makes 100% sense. Total. Well, smart man. Way to use that. Good. That's great. Well, you're on top of it, DDT. Way to go. How many properties do you got? I got personal investment properties, duplexes, and single families. I got 3 total. I'm not going to buy any more right now. I'm going to wait for the market to drop. All right, 2 minutes till jolts. I'm going to watch this level right here. If we can get some type of close to run for these equal lows, I may be interested in that. It's the most obvious one right now. We also hit the new day opening gap here. We covered 75% of this opening range gap. That's enough for me to look for just a quick push lower. I'd be interested in that. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Way to go. Keep building that. I don't think we're going to get this. That's just my gut. I don't think we're going to get this. It could flash higher, then come lower. We just got to wait. There's no way to predict. Hit that like button if you can, guys. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the commentary. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens here. We got to wait a whole minute on this candle. It may go without us. It just swept this low here. It's probably going to grab these lows right here without us. Yeah, it's kind of obvious that we are going to probably run those. All right, there's that low. We have reason we could push lower. We just grabbed that low. We have another low down here. Let's see if it wants to grab this one. If it does and doesn't go any lower, that and starts moving the other direction, we have a bullish move for us, folks. I want to see if it wants to grab this one. It doesn't have to. If I'm trying to consider what do I want to look for, I'm looking for some type of retracement. Here's our big drop from the moment we started dropping to the lowest point. 50% is way up here. So I'm looking for a retracement somewhere to here. That's what I would like to see. I'm not saying I know that's what's going to happen, but that's what I would like to see. I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart here. Still, big candle, big candle. That's pointless. That's worthless for us. Right there. This is our equilibrium. From that drop. And here's, look at that reaction. This is the kind of reaction we want to see. I'll take this on a 30-second or a 1 minute. Depends if it gets it to us. It would be nice to get it down here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm looking for the closure. Basically, I'm looking for a draw all the way up to here. That's a lot of, that's a big move. You got to be very careful in this. I'd like to see an order block put in right here. So if we can close above this now, that would be really nice. See us close above this order block in 10 seconds. Let's see if it closes above this. Okay, there's a close above. It's not an entry, it's just order flow. See, that would have hurt if you went in along there. That right there is 20, 30 handles. Yeah, we're not messing with that. We're going to be patient. Be patient. We're going to wait for the obvious setup. Obvious setup. All right, this is the 1 minute. I was on the 30-second. Let's see if this 1 minute right here wants to hold. Let's look at where the consequent encroachment is. Let's see where we close. That's what I like to see, that type of reaction. I was watching the consequent encroachment of this wick. I wanted to see if we were going to get lower than it. It looks like we did. So let's see it now if it wants to continue lower here. The 5 minute did close below. The 5 minute did close below the fair value gap sitting right here. I'm not interested in lower right now. I mean, it could go lower, but we really grabbed a lot of liquidity right here, which is really what I wanted to see grabbed. And so now I'm just waiting to see if price wants to give us a move higher. Watching this level in particular. Sorry, right there. Still respecting this fair value gap. I think this fair value gap holds. I think this is going to hold. I just want to see what happens here. We got a possible entry. 30-second, not really. All right, beautiful move so far. I did take a long off my cash account in this fair value gap. I felt it was going to hold. Now I'm up. Well, I don't even know. Let's see, my entry was $8.99. So I'm up 60 handles right now. Waiting for the one I'm going to take on this on screen here is going to be right here. Waiting for this to close. We could probably get that to close on a 30-second. We get this to close in a 30-second. I'll take that right here.
Order submitted.
All right, so 17 handles. We're looking for a run to right up here.
Order submitted.
I want this to run right there. That's what I'm looking for. We have a large fair value gap. We're going to hold this as our order block right here. So I want to see that hold. This is what I'm looking for, price to hold and to continue higher, or I'll have to close this trade here. I'm looking just for these equal highs to be ran right here. That is enough for me on this account. That's all I'm really looking for. Personal account right now is right there. So 2 micros currently in. You can see that. And they're up quite a bit. I'm just going to hold those and let them run right now. I'm looking for just a quick 20 handles on this trade right here. We're going to get ready to move our stop to break even. As soon as we hit this high, I'll be moving my stop to break even. So I'm holding this here, ready to drag it. As soon as we hit that, I'm at break even right now because we just wicked to that high. Now I'm expecting it to push right through there. Perfect. So target hit. Make sure that flattened everything. All right, yep, got my 20 handles on that. I'm gonna sell 1 micro on my right here. We're gonna sell 1 right there, and now I'm holding 1 remaining contract. We're gonna see how high this wants to go. If it wants to push or not. We have the criteria for this to push. Okay. We have the criteria. What I'll do is I'm going to put this on this account so you can see, because this is where I do all my chart reading. So I got in at 899.25. This was my long there. Okay, so stop's going to be a break even. I'm probably going to move it up as well. I don't want to just this run it completely against me. Especially when I'm up already. I sold at 100 handles for my first contract. Let's see what kind of reaction we get here. See if this order block holds or if we close below this order block. We have this small fair value gap right here. I would love to see that inversed again to push higher. If we don't, going down to this mitigation block right here is allowable. And if we continue to push through that, I'll probably end up closing this. Got into this fair value gap. I just maybe let it wick into here. That's all I would want to see. I would just want to see a touch into this fair value gap right here. There's the touch, and it quickly left it. I want to see that. I want to see a quick reaction. Now, if we come back down into here again, and we stay here or close into it, I'm probably just going to close the trade. There's no reason for me to stay. I want it to leave. Okay, I'm going to close that. All right, position's closed. My last trade, last position ended up closing at 923. So got 24 handles out of that. That's kind of the reaction I wanted to see. It just went a little too deep. I like where it's closing. Okay, was that commentary good? What do you guys think about that? Was that good? That should have been nice and clear for you guys. Hopefully that it wasn't too delayed, but that was money. Okay, you'll be able to take this trade eventually when you just understand order flow. When we were respecting the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I took a small position, knowing that if we did go higher, that this is like 80 handles there, guys. This was like 80 handles. So I did not want to oversize. I'll take a small trade and let that sucker run. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I can't complain. I mean, this is what I wanted, right? What we just did ends my day. That ends my day. That was beautiful. Now, I would have rather seen this run, and I mean, it really could start and continue to run. I wish it didn't retrace all this way, because then I left money on the table. Let's see if we can inverse this right here. These are big candles, guys. Size appropriately. These are big candles. I like this wick lower into this fair value gap, back into this fair value gap with a higher close like that. I like that. Let's see if it wants to only come down to the 50% level. See if we stay and respect the 50% of this wick. This is a big wick. So this is a signature in price. If we're not willing to come back down to this level here, tells us that we may see higher prices and want to push up through these levels here, back towards those highs. This is the opening price for the day. This is where we're going to run. This is my draw on liquidity right now. This is the opening price of the new day. This is where I think we're going to at least run to. Do you see how it stopped right before it? That's why I think it's going to go there. Watch that. Oh, come on. What are you doing there? What kind of reaction is that? Don't like that. Probably going to run this small liquidity here. Got this fair value gap sitting right here. These are tough candles, guys. We gotta be careful. So grab that liquidity. The next thing I'm watching is this right here. See if it wants to. Or this level here. If we close below this, we could run to these lows here. But these are big candles. These are big candles. Be careful. No worries, Ray Bear. Don't try to get everything. Don't try to get everything. Just be patient. Wait for the setup. Wait for the setup. Wait for something that you do recognize, that you do know. What do we got on the 5-minute here? Do I got any good structure? What we're seeing here is indicative of price action after a giant move. We're just probably going to get some consolidation. Run small highs, little highs, that sort of thing. But I just did my my funded accounts. You guys saw that funded account trade. Ended up getting about 23 handles on that move. And you multiply that. Currently, I have 3 accounts because, again, I lost most of them at the end of July from a limit order I left on. So rebuilding those. But my goal on those accounts is just to get 10 to 20 handles. If I get 20 handles, that's like double what I'm expecting. So 10 handles is all I need to get. When you multiply that across multiple accounts, it adds up pretty quickly. How's everybody else doing? If you like that trade, if you appreciated that trade in the commentary, hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you use Apex like I do, use the code DTJ for the most updated discount. Right now, they're doing half off on activation fees for funded accounts. They're doing, it's 80% off all eval accounts right now. So use the code DTJ. I just dropped that in the chat. I'll pin that to the top. DTJ is the code. Order block right here. Close above it, and above this would be nice to run this high right here. We got equal highs. Got to be careful for just a wick higher, or maybe not even find it. It goes into the rejection block right here. This is the rejection block, this wick, because this is a breaker right here, overlapping with Jolt's news. So high, low, higher, high. But we're going to sit out and wait till something obvious shows up. This would be my obvious. We're on the 32nd right now. Nothing here. I'm going to take a small long right here to this high. See if it gives it to us. I'm going to get ready to move stop to break even. I might have missed my stop to break even. Yeah, I'm going to see how it reacts right here, and I might get out because I'm not liking that. If it gives me another opportunity to put a stop to break even, I'm going to do that. Needs to close green. There it goes. Come on. Stops at break even. Let it push. Come on, give me a push. Give it to me. Oh, there it is. Got it. Right for that high. 18 points right there, folks. 18 points on that break of that inversion gap. I can't complain. I'm going to log out of that account. We're done there. That's just... I'm doing a small account challenge, building my small account, cash account up. It only had $2,500 in it, and I just got a 10% return on that account. I mean, if you're getting 10% returns, you should be calling it a day on that kind of stuff. So, 2 for 2, folks. 2 for 2. I called that out well before you guys saw that. Mentioned I was taking along, targeting that high right here. We got it for a 18 point win. So that's 2 of my 3 trades. I'm willing to take one more, but will be very, very cautious on what I take. It needs to be nice. It needs to be obvious. I'm hoping today or by tomorrow to have my next video up using the power of 3. Using the power of 3 in our analysis. And this trade right here and us moving back up above 930 was our power of 3 move. So if I'm looking for an AM session, I don't care about this. We ignore this because this is before news. After news, we get a break below the 930 price and we grab liquidity. Immediately, we close and move above the 930 price. This is the manipulation move. This is the move, the distribution move. Manipulation below 930, grab liquidity, aggressively move higher. I got in on this fair value gap right here, expecting we were going to continue higher, and we ran these highs. I sold some up here, ended up selling more down here. I was hoping for a longer move, but we did not get that right away. That is power of 3. AMD. All right, there is the wick into that level. Now, if we close above this, we're going to get some big candles. If we close above this, we'll get some big candles. Why this? Let's go. Let me show you. Where does this go to? Look what I have it tagged on. This high right here is 1802. This is the opening price right here. So it went up first, and then for the rest of the day, we played below this level. So if we close above here, we're getting big candles. That's my analysis. Immediate rebalance. Immediately go back down to this level right here. Let's see if we explode from that to move higher. Nope. So not an immediate rebalance. That would have been real quick. ICT says it can happen on the second candle, but I don't think it's going to do that here. Let's see if it finds support here. Look at the close right at that high. See how that happens there? Signature and price. Let's see if the next body wants to maintain it. Right? Same concept as right down here when I took this long. When you get enough evidence, it just says, okay, we're probably going higher. See these wicks? Body stayed inside. Yeah, it went below this level, but still allowable, and then it exploded higher. Same concept up here. That's what we're watching for. 2 candles closed. We wick down for a third touch. This is moving higher. We should run this high right now. That's how I see that. Order flow in its finest, folks, right there. Order flow to its finest. You just got to understand what levels to look for. When you can identify the levels, you can read order flow. When you have the key levels, man, it makes things much easier. Wick, stab, body, body, wick, stab, expand. I'm not saying that's the pattern every time. But that was nice. And this is all on the 30-second too. Body still stayed way above it. Not way above it, but stood above it. Opening range gap is filled. We're going to remove that now. I don't think we're coming back down to the 930 price, folks. I think we've left that behind. I think that happened here. Boom. That's okay for me. I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about that. I'm done trading. I might open a new eval account, to be honest. Especially with the 85% discount. Excuse me, the 80% off and then $85 for activating a funded account. Why not? Let's open one. I'm going to open an eval account here, folks. I'm going to log out on all my other accounts because we are done. All right, it's been purchased. It's just going to take probably a couple minutes for it to load in my account. And then I will look at trading those today. See you, DDT. Have a great day, man. Just waiting for that to load, folks. Really not doing anything right here. We got the 11 a.m. macro coming up in about 6 minutes, so hopefully I'll be loaded and ready to go. But that's would be the next time frame I'm looking to do something. The first obvious level that I see is this level right here. I don't think we'll get down to this level, but this is a breaker, low, high, lower, low, into the jolts candle fair value gap. It's bigger. Be that one right there. This is also 30-second level on that, but for those of you joining, we have one trade left of our For those of you joining, we have one trade left on the 3-trade challenge. We're 2 for 2. We have passed. We got 25 handles on our copied accounts, funded accounts. We got a 100 handle move on our cash account that we did. So we're closing those accounts for today, and I am currently waiting for a new eval account to load. We use and trade Apex. That's what I use. If you want to start your own funded journey, you can download or you can use the code DTJ for the best and most updated discounts on Apex, and they're also doing 85% off on your funded accounts when you activate them. Let's see if it's loaded. There it is. Okay, we're loaded, as you can see right there, folks. 50K, brand new, fresh. We're set. I usually like to do 3 contracts, 3 to 5. I won't go more than 5. Looking for base hits. Base hits are 10 to 15 handles is a base hit. Home runs are those 100 the home runs are the 100 handle moves. We got one of those already today. Man, it's gonna be nice when I got a full when I'm full size and I hit a 100 handle move. Holy smackers. That'd be nice. I don't even know what a 100 handle move on one mini contract is. $2,000? Yes, $2,000. That'd be $2,000. So we got 2 minutes till the macro. We're going to see. I think ultimately this is our 50% level. This level right here is 50%. So that's what I'm keeping an eye out on. Actually, no, I take that back. That is our rebalance on the daily. So if we jump to the daily, that's that level right there. This is Thursday's trading's wick low. I'm going to see that could be a point of resistance there. So we want to see if it wants to get up there. We also have this daily volume imbalance sitting right in here. So we could also find resistance in there. Volume imbalances are different from fair value gaps. They can come and go between them. But this one closed through it, so it's not as relevant. In my book. For me. But I'm not the one that came up with ICT Concepts. It's Michael Huddleston. He's the man. I am way behind on his 2024 mentorship. I still want to watch all of them. I expect this to be nice, just grinding higher. If I could get in on something like that, that would be nice. I missed that one there. See how the bodies, see how that just, this order block right here, just nice order flow. Next opportunity would be here, but my gut feeling is this is going to be a nice big candle leaving a fair value gap up here. That would be my concern. You could play off the initial touch right here. I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like I'm gambling. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. We'll wait for a proper setup. Sometimes I get loosey-goosey when it comes to evals. I try not to do that, but sometimes I just don't care. All right, Deborah. What's your break-even point? Where's break-even for you, Deborah? What price level? Let's see if we can get some structure. If we get a little bit of a purge lower, we have a fair value gap here and a fair value gap here with this high, or with the opening price of the new day. This is all manipulation lower. The problem is we don't know how far it wants to go lower before it wants to continue higher again. That's the hardest part in trading. So we need to identify a target. If we go from this swing to this high, 50% is in the new day opening gap from this morning. It could reach all the way down to the 50%. It may not. Sometimes when you're in the middle of these orders, when the algorithm gets its marching orders, sometimes it doesn't retrace down to 15% when it's intentionally trying to move to a specific level. Oh, you're not in a trade. Okay. You also have a 5-minute fair value gap. See the overlapping? See that level we marked out and see how it's in the middle, approximately the middle of this 5-minute fair value gap? I like that. I also like this high right here. It's close to that middle as well. So I'm interested in price coming down to that 5-minute. Okay, there's your 5-minute. Let's see if we get a 1-minute change in delivery or an inversion fair value gap to the upside. If we get another stab in here, I'm going to take a long. Eval only. Eval, I should put that on here. Eval entries, I should say entries. Meaning I'm being a little more loose on my entries. I really would like to see this come hit this again. If we don't and we inverse this fair value gap, I might consider taking that long as well. I just feel like it wants to come just a little bit lower into this fair value gap. But if it's going to go and if it's going to do me this, it's going to do me like this. Oh, I like the 30-second better. We're going to take the 30-second if it closes that. Make sure that's clear. High here. We'll take 2 contracts off at the high. I might even take all of them off. That'd be about 15 handles. You got a swing high right here, so you would have to go to break even fairly quickly here. All right, no entry. All right, so for the model, we grabbed liquidity here. We hit a 5-minute fair value gap. So this is a legitimate setup. The entry would look like this. Stop loss would be there. Break even trade, move stop to break even would be there. So as soon as we hit this 7.5 range or this small swing high sitting right here, let me zoom in a little bit closer here. As soon as we hit this swing high, we want to go like this, bam, move our stop to break even. Okay, so that's really what we're going to try to do. We're going to talk about how to see if we can manage our trade appropriately, even if it means being stopped out for break even. Okay, let's see what happens here. Immediately, I'm going to be running down here and hitting this button. So literally, I'm going to hit the buy button. You know what you could also do? You can put a buy limit order. Oh, let's just do this. We'll do a buy limit order. So all I have to do is drag this and then I'll be in the trade. So I'm going to have this, make sure it's low enough. And then I'm going to put a stop, a sell stop beneath that. Okay. So I have this far enough away where I'm not risking it being tagged, but I can drop my limit orders fairly quickly. I did a video on this on how to execute on TradingView. You're welcome to check that out. But that's what we're going to watch. So we're holding this level here, and we're going to literally drop it as soon as it closes above that level, if it does. If it doesn't, then we don't worry about it. Okay, so no close. Going to bring that back down here. Okay, 20 seconds left. I'm holding this here in case it starts running, and if we have like 2 or 3 seconds left, I'll drop it before it actually closes because of the momentum. 3, 2. All right, so that is not a close above. That is not a close above right there. No close above. Two, one, no close. I'm liking this less and less as we do all of this crap. But I'm still going to take it just for educational purposes. It is an eval. Okay, I like that. 4 seconds left. We're going to drop that right there. Okay, so I'm in the trade, and now I have my stop already ready to go, and I'm going to put my limit order here. As soon as we hit this high right here, there's the high. Stop needs to be moved to break even. Stops at break even. Let's see if we can hit this high, and it stops at break even. If it stops us out, it stops us out, or it runs. There it is. That is proper risk management and execution, my friends. That is how you do. Now, I could have easily held, and I was going to change down to 2 contracts, but it was going to pull up another screen, and I felt like it was moving too quickly, and I wanted really you guys to see it. What is ICT Concepts? No mercy. Hey, mercy. No mercy. ICT Concepts is analytical language on how price and how candlesticks move in a chart. And what you just saw me execute was using those concepts on expecting price to do certain things. The management of that trade, where I move my stop to break even, is called a model or a strategy for executing your trades within ICT's concepts. ICT's concepts talks about like this little fair value gap, which is from this candle's low to this candle's high. We have this space. That is a fair value gap. So we made a model that when it closes above it in certain circumstances, we go long. And what happens right when that happened? We explode higher to this high, and we got 15 handles out of it. So we just made $890 on an eval account in one trade. That is the 10,000 foot overview of what ICT concepts are. It is, if you choose to go down that road, it is a big road to go down. But if you can commit to it, there is absolutely nothing better. Absolutely nothing better. So do you guys see how we looked at this 5 minute? We saw the 5 minute rebalance, and we waited for the obvious fair value gap to close above, and we exploded higher. This here is all you need. This is it. This is it, folks. You do this and you're going to see your lives change for the better. I wish I held some of that. That would have been 45 handles. Let's see, what did I get in? I got in here. That close. No, 30 handles. That would have been 30 handles. So we got 15 handles on that trade. It would have been 30 handles. And we would have been 2/3 of the way to being passed, funded on that account. Yeah, I mean, it can't get any better than that. Yeah, because now I'm going to have to wait. That sucks. I'm going to have to wait on a retracement, and we may not get it because it's 11 o'clock. We just may expand here. Man, I hate that feeling. This is where you have to exercise discipline and not try to chase it, because I really, really want to chase it right now. I would have gotten in here. Let's just see what happens. 10 handle stop loss. I would put it right at this order block right here. Order block, no mercy, is called an ICT concept right here. And let's see what happens. I don't know. All I need is VWAP line to trade. All those key price levels you have would be distracting for me. Hey, if VWAP works for you, man, VWAP works. I don't like VWAP. I started off with VWAP, and obviously I knew nothing about VWAP when I learned it, but then came across ICT, and now all I read is price action. So I have this on here to see if my trade to see if I would have tried to chase if it would have worked out. Well, you're welcome to hang out with us, No Mercy, no matter how you trade. We got all kinds of different traders in here that trade different concepts as well as ICT concepts. But as long as we're kind to each other, I don't care how you trade. And if you're profitable, that's great. This is why I don't chase right here. This would be nerve-wracking right now, because I know that I'm chasing, and so every fluctuation lower would make me nervous, and there I'd have been stopped out. That's why. Thank you. Thank you, Father, for patience. Thank you for giving me the discipline to follow my rules. Now, I do like that. That into an order block through a fair value gap. If that closed green, that would have been worth trying. Let's see what happens. Does it come down to the 50% of this level, of this wick? Or is it so strong it doesn't want to go any lower? Let's go to the 1 minute. 1 minute, same thing. Yep. We're gonna play a momentum trade off of that. Let's see what happens. We come down into this volume imbalance. We did not on the 30-second reach down into this wick. It still certainly could at this point. I like this close. See if I can get this down to 2 and hold a runner. I'm going to sell that. That should have hit. I'm not going to let that run against me. When it makes equal highs like that, I'm just going to take it right away. When it does that, I'm going to take that. That should have. So now we have a new order block. Let's see if it bounces off this. Going to hold this all the way up to the volume imbalance. Actually, we could see if it goes all the way up here. Equilibrium is sitting right there. Let's drop it right there. So equilibrium is sitting right here. Way to go, Mercy. Way to go. If that works, it works. Crush it. I'm glad. I just want to see people be successful at their trading. Gonna take this and close it at 10 handles and just be content with it. Why? Because this is an eval account. I'm not looking for the monster moves. I'm looking to get funded. Looking to pass the account. We're sitting at 51,171. So we're a third of the way there. Third of the way there. When it comes to the eval account, as you guys can tell, I'm not limiting myself to those 3 trades. I limit myself to my 3 trades for my live accounts, and so I'm done on those. So now I'm just doing an eval account because price action overall is decent, and we're going to see if we can get another funded account. But if you've taken your 3 trades, you should be done. You should be done, and I'm okay with you leaving. You should leave. You should be done. Go to work. Do something productive. Go work out. Go study another. Go watch some ICT Concepts. Go watch some of my past videos on educating yourself. Or be disciplined and not take a trade, even if I take a trade. And just tape read. Tape read with me. How long you been trading, Mercy? How long, if you're still here, how long you been trading? So we have this big move that's just happened from this 5-minute fair value gap. This was a key level. We called this out before, and from this level, we took this long right here. This was the obvious long that we were able to get 15 handles. I wish I held it more. But we saw this nice move, and we're still in this. And as I told you we're probably not going to get any type of retracement here. When you start seeing this, it's just very, very common that this is just going to continue until we hit that key level. Now, I do not know what that key level is. My first guess is it's this volume imbalance, which we can see on the daily chart sitting right here. If we select this little icon, the SET on the bottom, you'll see this volume imbalance that appears. Okay. You see how we stopped right before it and now we're getting a decent retracement? That is very common. So what I would like to see is whether it's this high, the consequent encroachment, or the low of last Thursday's trading, I want to see some type of retracement. And then it explode through that, giving us a fair value gap like that to go long in. I would love that. I would love that. If we can get something like that, I would be interested in that. And it looks like we're going to get something here. Let's just see what happens. If we have to reevaluate if we're going long or short, we'll do that. But let's see what happens with price here. Let's go to the 1 minute. So far today, we are, what, 3 for 3? I can't remember at this point. Did I take 2 or 3 trades with my live accounts? No, I think I took 2, and then my one eval trade was 3, and then I took a chase trade, which would make 4. All of those turn into wins, so we're 4 for 4 on the day. Okay, I like this level here. Look at this breaker. Nice breaker right there. I will take a long right when we hit it because we should get 5 points or something like that. 5 to 10 points off of this reaction. And if it's just a reaction, it's just a reaction. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try it. See if it gets down there. Come on. All right, I'm going to take that. I'm looking for just 40 ticks for some type of reaction here back higher. That's it. I'm looking for this to hit 40, and then I'm taking it. I'm just looking for a reaction like a slingshot type trade. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. A little bit more. There it is. Sold it for 10 handles. Okay. Do you guys see how that just happened? We identified a key level. Why this level? One, we got a fair value gap here that we bounced off for a large move. We got a low, high, lower, low. We broke through it, and we have this fair value gap that's overlapping with this breaker. As soon as we get this breaker, I'm going to take an entry expecting a reaction. We got the reaction. It could continue higher, but I don't want to risk it going lower. I just want the reaction, 10 handle reaction. Boom, got it. In, out, done. We did that with 5 contracts. We're now sitting at 52,200. We are 2/3 of the way of passing this eval account. Now, I'm willing to take this trade. It would have been nice to take it from here, but we're going to wait for another confirmation where we close above this fair value gap and target this high. I would be open for a move like that. I'm not saying it would work because we're already pretty extended. As you can see, we've gone up quite a bit. But that's what I'd be open to. Everything that I'm teaching, everything that I'm showing you guys is ICT Concepts. It is reading order flow and just understanding how price moves. And that's all I'm doing. But it takes time in reading and getting familiar with price, so it takes a little bit of time. This is the fair value gap I'm talking about. This is the breaker I'm referring to. Let's see if it reacts to it again. I will not do it a second time. This reaction only happens from the first time. I'm not interested in doing it a second time. It doesn't mean it can't work, but for what I just showed you, I don't do that on second stabs. I only do it on that first stab. It's the most riskiest. It's definitely more risky because, I mean, who wants to catch a falling knife? Nobody. So that's why when it does it, it gives a nice retracement and sometimes continues lower. It may not continue lower. It may just move higher. So that's why we sell it when we get our 5 to 10 handles. The other thing is we have a breaker right here. You guys see that? We got a fair value gap here and a fair value gap here. Price came up into that fair value gap and gave us another reaction right there into this fair value gap. And I bet you it's the consequent encroachment of that wick. Watch this. It's just, I'm guessing. But look at where this wick is at. Do you guys see that? Do you think this is random, or do you think that's intentional? I just showed you the breaker, high, low, higher, high, fair value gap on the left, fair value gap on the right, and then we have this big wick. So usually I like to drop it on the bodies, but if you got a big wick, look at the midpoint of the wick. Look what it hits to the tick. Probably a 1 tick above. That is precision, my friends. That is beautiful. Guys, I mean, do me a solid, guys. Do me a solid. If you're watching and you're seeing me explain this and you're like, holy cow, hit that like button for me. Just hit the like button for me, please. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's see if we close below this. If we do, we could run this low right here. I want to see if we do that. I'm not taking it. I mean, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea. We got a whole minute on that. All right, so this is still the breaker. This is still the breaker. It just dug a little bit deeper this time. Okay, let's see what happens. Right, I still think we have a little bit of a draw higher to go. Let's see if we got anything on the 15-minute. What are we doing on the 15-minute? We are technically in this last fair value gap. Let me see here. All right, look at this. This gray box I just drew is the 15-minute fair value gap. We did tag that 15-minute. Sibby. That's a Sibby, not a Bissy. This might want to retrace a little bit lower. I could see it going back into this 5-minute. I see that I'm watching this wick. I'm just marking this out so you can see what's in my head right now. Doesn't mean I'm taking it. It means I'm watching it. I could take it. Depends how price forms right here. But just to give you, I'm putting this up so you guys can see what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at. Why this is here? There's a wick right here. See how we're still sitting in this, okay? Still sitting in that. Still sitting in the breaker block as well. Now, if we came up and filled this fair value gap right here, if we wicked into this fair value gap right here and then closed below, 100% I'm taking that. Why? Because fair value gaps give price energy to continue the direction it's going. But I would want to see it to be a wick. I don't want it to be a full-bodied candle there. Okay, so that's aggressive. We're going to take that and see what happens here. I took it way early, so it could wick back up. If it wicks back up, I'm closing it. Targeting this level right there. I'm going to just sell it there. We made equal lows. There's the close. Official close. This is still a live trade, and it's going to hit it most likely. But I closed mine a little quick. Still made 400 bucks on that. So sitting at 52,600 right now. 52,600. I should have held that longer. This is probably going to, it should run this low right here. Should run that low. That's what we're looking at. And if not, either way, your stop should be break even. Stop should be break even because we ran these lows, these internal swing lows. So you don't want this to run against you. Since it ran these internal swing lows, you need to move your stop to break even to protect yourself. So that's a stop to break even, and that trade ID is gone. So see how it didn't hit this low, but we move our stop to break even when we have these internal lows. Internal lows means the low on the same leg that's moving lower, and now it's moving the other direction. Right now I'm reading, all I'm doing is reading order flow for you guys. Okay? I'm just reading order flow. We still have this breaker. I haven't taken that off yet. Now I'm interested to see if we find resistance right here. This is a mitigation block. It's a high, low, lower, high, and it breaks lower. High, low, lower, high. Not higher high. Higher high is a breaker. High, low, lower high is a mitigation block. We run into the mitigation block, and do we find resistance here to continue lower? We also have this fair value gap sitting right here. Do we close above it? Are we going to become aggressive now? If we close above it, I may look for a retest of this level and then take it long. Why? There's also a breaker here. The breaker still is in play. This whole green set of bars is the breaker. So I like the way that looks. I would be interested in it coming above this fair value gap, indicating a violation of a fair value gap, drawing to potentially this high. Right? So the target would be there, but I'm not looking to go long unless we come back down into this level after we break higher. And see how we didn't? We just closed. It made it look like it was going to do it the entire time and then aggressively closes. All right, this looks like a nice sell right here. Let's see if it closes this fair value gap, if it gives us the opportunity. What's the 30-second look like? Yeah, it's not going to give it to us. Dang it. Those are so quick. Those are so freaking quick. That would have been nice. That would have been a decent chase. When you see a candle like this and closes red or black, and you see the aggression on this candle, this is a safe chase. We now grab that sell side liquidity, and now we're just sitting and waiting. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to do anything right now. We want to wait. That was a nice move. We don't expect it to continue lower. We're looking at, is it just grabbing liquidity? It could continue lower, but we were only interested in this low right here. And it grabbed that low, and then it wicked back up into this range right here inside this bullish breaker. Nice job. Way to go, Jordy. If you got that, that was a nice reaction. I wanted to see the 30-second before I took something, and by the time I switched over to the 30-second, it was already done. So it may want to continue to drop. If it does, the only way I'm interested in something right now at this point is a wick into this level. Excuse me, not that level. It would be this level here, because this is the inversion fair value gap on the 1 minute. Tag, move lower. I don't think we're going to get that based on how aggressively we moved up, I think we're going to move aggressively down. So our last line of defense for a short is right here, this small 1 minute fair value gap. We have a volume imbalance sitting right here. Let's see if it just wicks into this volume imbalance and then continues lower, or if we push past it into this fair value gap here. I'm also watching the midpoint of this wick right here. Okay, so it looks like we're pushing through that. I'm being patient. I'm not taking a short as soon as we get into this level, because right now I'm just reading price action. I'm assuming I don't know the draw on liquidity. The draw on liquidity could be up here. It could be down here. We did hit a 15-minute fair value gap, which gives it permission to start moving the other direction. And if we look at this, I mean, this is nice. This could be the beginning of a market maker sell model. So there's some options there. It's also 11:30 right now. Yeah, it was a blink and miss. Blink and it's done. This is why I think this is what people mean when they say it was really fast. So we closed above this volume imbalance, but the body was really close to it. So we could still see it drop lower. It's just not reaching high enough and leaving it. If we reach high enough and it leaves and wicks it and comes back all down here and closes down here, that is similar to this where you could take a short. That would be interesting to do. But if you get a full body entry and it closes full body, that's not something you want to mess around with. I wouldn't be messing around with that. We don't want to do that. Okay, we come into this fair value gap. I want a little bit deeper, or we want it to go a little bit deeper into this fair value gap, respecting this consequent encroachment ideally. Okay, so we didn't get it, and it could just drop right here. Let's go to let's take a peek at the 5 minute. 5 minute had to close below. Yeah, this looks nice. 5 minute closed below. What about the 15 minute? We have a 15 minute fair value gap sitting way down here. This is, if there's a draw on liquidity, it could be that right there. So this 15 minute hasn't been touched yet, and it's sitting inside this 5 minute. Remember how I mentioned we could come down to this 5 minute? Now I have a bigger reason. We have a 15 minute that's untouched right now on the 15 minute chart. So that is my draw, and I'm looking for opportunities for shorts. I'm looking for price to show me it wants to go lower. So I look at these and I'm saying, I'm not taking that. I'm not going to take that. It closed too high. I like it, but I want to see if we close below this mean threshold, this consequent encroachment. We also have this. This could be very aggressive. This would be another momentum trade, possibly. Yeah, we're going to stab this. I might have gotten it. This is a late entry, guys. This really sucks. I shouldn't have done that. That was an emotional entry. Let's see if price wants to hold it. We closed below the consequent encroachment of this wick. We closed below it. We just wicked back up at it. Let's see if it pushes lower. That was a horrible entry on my part. Horrible entry. As long as we're on the right side, it should play out. If we're on the wrong side of the trade, if I have the wrong analysis, then this will hurt. I have my stop here. I'm going to be looking at dragging it to break even to protect myself as soon as it gives me an opportunity. I don't like how it's sitting here. I really don't. It's not moving below this wick right here. And if it closes green, that's even worse. Okay. Let's see if we can get it here. Stops at break even. Come on, let's give me another push. Don't just wick back up. Let's get down into this 15-minute. That's kind of what I want to see. An aggressive push to the 15-minute, and we will sell it there. Actually, I might even already be past. I am past. I'm closing that. All right, we just passed this account, guys. Eval account passed. Live completely on this stream, beginning to end, from opening it to passing the eval. You guys just saw it. You guys see the numbers right there. We're up $53,474.90. There we go, folks. This could be held a little longer, but why should I hold it longer if I passed? I'm not going to. I'm going to sell it, secure it, and walk away. Sparhawk, I haven't watched all of ICT's stuff, but it seems like he always goes for really long moves. I notice you like quicker moves. Also, a lot of other ICT traders seem to go for huge moves. Yeah, and the main reason is, Sparhawk, is because this is the point in my personal trading journey where I can consistently get 10 to 15 handles. I know that. There's zero doubt in my mind. So right now it's my comfort zone. I am and will work on holding for longer trades. Now, if you were here earlier, my very first trade, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, I held for a 100 handle move. So I got 100 handles on a micro account. So I do both, but my bread and butter is 10 to 15 handles. Hit it, quit it, get in, get out, especially if you're doing copied accounts. You don't want, we knew that this was probably going to drop. We do this as the draw and liquidity. Obviously, it's lower, so I'm fine with that. I don't care. So it's really about style and what you're comfortable with. I'm going to do a combination of 10 to 15 handles and those big 60 to 100 point moves. Preferably, I want the 100 point moves because that means less trades I have to take. Lifetime activations, a master Joe LP is $85, 100%. Use code DTJ. Use code DTJ for the discounts. I would greatly appreciate it for any eval accounts you guys do. Free, no extra cost. It gives the most updated discounts, and it's a way to support this channel when it's completely free. Also, hit that like button if you like this commentary. We just passed an eval account live on stream. Has anybody else done that live in front of people and shown the numbers? If anybody's on here, if anybody else has seen that done, just let me know. I'm sure there has to be somebody else. I am not that type of I'm not that type of content creator that goes, nobody else is doing this. I'm the only one doing this. It's right here. I got it all. Come back. No, there's somebody else out there that's doing it. I'm sure there is. But it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I remember when I was just starting out and I was watching other people. Seeing somebody do this would give me confidence that they know what they're doing. Seeing somebody do this, we literally took 5-6 trades with 0 losses. Now I have watched other ICT traders. I just haven't seen them actually like, all right, we're going to try to pass an eval account right here on stream. Here's opening. They tell me they pass it. I see them take trades, but it's not as if, hey, I'm opening this account. We're going to now try to trade and we're going to try to make this work. I haven't seen that personally. And I'm not on a lot of other streams, so obviously I wouldn't know completely. David, I've been trading. I committed 2.5 years ago. And I didn't find ICT until April of 2023. April of 2023, in my opinion, was the beginning of my trading journey where I felt like I had my mentor. I found the concepts that I really wanted to learn, and I devoured his content. I devoured everything I could find. I spent hours and hours and hours, so many hours. It's just unbelievable the amount of hours I spent. And I would stay up late. My wife's going to bed. My kids are going to bed. I'm staying up late. I'm getting up early. But ICT Concepts for 1.5 years. You can become profitable in 1.5 years if you commit yourself to it. You can do it. 100%. No doubt in my mind. If you have a no quit attitude, you have a positive mindset, meaning you don't have bad self-talk. You don't tell yourself, man, I suck. Man, I can't do this. Man, I'm horrible. As long as you don't do that and you actually believe in yourself, you actually say the opposite. I know I can do this. I'm a multi-million-dollar trader. Lord, I thank you've given me the ability to produce wealth. I know you've created me you've given me the wisdom to be able to do this. That's the things that I say to myself. And you actually execute on this day in and day out. And even when you have the failures, you still refuse to believe that. And it's hard because I've had my fair share of losses and negative outcomes that is just like, oh. The biggest one I've had to deal with is how long is it going to take? How long is it going to be? I know I'm going to get there, but how long is it going to take? And that's probably the biggest thing I've had to overcome and fight. That's what I've had to fight the most. But when I have those thoughts, I immediately jump out of that and say, no, I know I can do this. No weapon formed against me will prosper. That I thank you that the Lord has given me the ability to produce wealth. I know I can do it. So, yeah, it's possible. Francis, only a year you've been grasping his concepts well. I'm trading since 2018, full port into ICT since 2022. None of the bits are unknown until this day. So are you saying you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, Francis? I hope that's the case. Because you can do that. Yeah, David. ICT's legit. He's legit. It's just I mean, his streams are 4 hours long. And literally, I posted a quick short on YouTube last week or something like that. I was watching one of his videos, and right there in a 4-hour stream, he drops 30 seconds of something he's never shared before. Do you know how difficult it is to watch every 30 seconds of that 4-hour stream? It's very hard, and it's hard because it was between a span of he's talking about nothing and just ranting, telling people how to handle their risk management, which is very needed. He spends a lot of time on that because that is the number one reason why people do not become profitable is they know the strategy, but they suck at risk management. Your risk management will make or break your ability to become successful. That has been for me. I'll raise my hand first. That is the reason, is poor risk management. Or not being able to handle myself when I have a loss. I feel like I have to make it back, so I revenge trade or I overtrade. It's why I instituted on this channel the 3-trade challenge, where you only take 3 trades. You don't take any more than 3 trades. 3 and done, no matter what. You only take 3 trades. That keeps you from overtrading. It keeps you from revenge trading. And if you ask other people on this channel, they have begun to see success in their trading because they're limiting themselves to only 3 trades. Francis, I'm obsessed with progress, so did 18-hour ICT study only. No friends, not every ICT concept is known and clear. Yeah, you can't do everything. You really got to buckle down to 2. Like I only focus on 2 concepts. It's his breakers and his inversion fair value gaps. Everything else I use for reading order flow. So I only take 2 model entries, and everything else is reading order flow. That's all everything else is, just reading order flow. I spend more time reading order flow than anything else. Basically saying, oh, it's hitting this fair value gap. Oh, there's a breaker. I think it's going to go lower. Oh, it does? Okay, I'm going to take note of that. We run lower, we come up higher, we have a mitigation block. Oh, well, I think we should find some resistance there. Why? Because I see we're in a potential market maker sell model. So really, I would want to see this not broken. Oh, it doesn't break. Oh, it runs lower. Great, it's confirming. Oh, we have an inversion fair value gap here. Entry, crush it. All of it is just tape reading over and over and over. So that is it, guys. That is it. We're going to call it a day here. We are at 2 hours. I really like to stop around 2 hours of streaming. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, share it on X. If you guys do, that would greatly help. I eventually will be starting a Discord. I want to start a Discord. I want to be in a community with other traders, not just while I'm on stream, but also off stream, chatting, pointing out levels and stuff like that, because I'm still on the charts throughout the rest of the day, right? I'm doing real estate stuff. I'm dealing with family and kids, but I'm still poking and looking at the charts. So I will plan on doing that. So subscribe, hang out with us. That my goal is to get to about, I need stream to be about 100 to 150 people ideally. And then once we get live streams to that point, I may consider doing live streaming on Discord and creating that Discord for a community of traders. I just don't want it to be vacant and nobody actually chatting in there. Also, use the code DTJ if you do use Apex or funded accounts. I know there's been a lot of drama with them lately, but you can see I'm still using them. I mean, I still use them. I can't use my own discount. I don't get paid on my own discount code to use. I have to use somebody else's discount code to get the discounts. So I don't even know whose I use, to be honest. It's just a random one to get my discount. But code DTJ is up there. Thanks for watching, guys. We will be back here tomorrow morning at same time, same place. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.